Archangel Michael says, God is disappointed. You have skipped God's message recently, but don't skip this time because a very scary event is happening in the next 20 minutes. Open it quickly, Archangel Michael says. The warning you skipped last time could have saved you from days of chaos. But this time, there is no room for delay, because what is about to happen in the next 20 minutes is far more terrifying. The heavens are shaking, and your name is echoing across realms of urgency. Something is moving beneath the surface, and it has your energy marked. You've been too distracted, too trusting, too slow to act. But that ends now. This is not just another message. It's a divine interception meant to stop a tragedy before it unfolds. The disappointment in the divine realm is heavy. God saw you scroll past what was meant to prepare you, to uplift you, to warn you. But this time, if you dare to walk away again, you may find that what's about to occur cannot be undone. You don't know it yet, but someone is invoking your name in a dangerous place, whispers laced with envy and intention. Their plan has grown sharper, and in the next 20 minutes, it will be set in motion. What happens next depends on whether you allow this warning to reach your spirit or ignore it again. You were meant to catch this moment. It's not an accident you're here. God timed this for the exact moment when the energy of danger is reaching its climax. They have spoken your name in a hidden room, a phone call was made, and a meeting is taking place. Not in your presence, but about your presence. This message arrives just as the clock ticks into something irreversible. A chilling energy is lingering around your surroundings. You may not see it, but the shift in the air, the strange silence, or the unsettled feeling in your chest is not your imagination. These are divine nuddies, warnings. You must know this. Someone who was once close to you has turned. Their face remains calm, but their mind has agreed to something destructive. They are counting on your silence, your delay, and your dismissal. The angelic realm has tried to reach you several times. To dreams, sensations, people, and even this screen. But until now, the message hasn't pierced through. Now Archangel Michael himself is releasing the seal. This is not just about protecting your body. It's about saving your path, your calling, your place in the light. You have no idea how close the storm is. In the next 20 minutes, a serious decision is going to be made. One that may alter your relationships, your peace, and your ability to recover what was stolen. Someone is finalizing details that were supposed to remain hidden. You have a shield, yes, but even the strongest shield needs your agreement to activate. That agreement comes through recognition, through alertness, through heeding the call of heaven. This is not drama, this is not imagination. This is the sound of divine urgency trying to break into your world before the sound of regret floods your heart. Archangel Michael says, look around, there's someone who's been behaving differently lately. Smiling, but with nervousness. Asking on questions, observing your reactions. That's not curiosity. It's calculation. There's something in your house, in your phone, or on your doorstep that's connected to this moment. A clue was already left, a mistake they made. You must open your spiritual eyes now. In the next 20 minutes, this clue will either come to light, or be destroyed. If you hesitate again, you will miss your chance to stop what's headed your way. Someone you care about has become involved. They are being pressured, or deceived into playing a role in this. They may not know the full weight of what they are enabling. You are being spiritually tracked. Your aura, your behavior, and your vulnerabilities are being watched by forces that wish to break you mentally and emotionally. But you are not defenseless. The divine forces are preparing to surround you, but your participation is crucial. This message is the gate. What you choose to do with it is what decides whether you collapse or conquer. Archangel Michael says, "Do not let the distractions around you lull you into false peace." Just because the sky looks calm doesn't mean the lightning isn't gathering behind it. Just because they are quiet doesn't mean they've forgotten you. The person you suspect is not innocent. But they are not the only one. There's another one, hiding in the shadow of your daily routine. Watch for the one who avoids eye contact lately, or changes the subject when something important is mentioned. You are too valuable to heaven's plan to be left exposed. That's why this warning came again. That's why it sounds louder than ever before. In the exact moment you finish reading this, someone else will be speaking your name. The two timelines are intersecting, and only one will lead to your protection. The other will open the gate to confusion. You have a divine task that must be done before this 20-minute window closes. Take spiritual authority, cleanse your space. Remove items or memories that are latching negativity to your spirit. God is not angry, but He is disappointed that after all the signs, all the grace, you nearly chose ignorance. But even now, He gives you another shot. That's mercy beyond understanding. Archangel Michael says, "You are the target of envy, but also the chosen of the Most High." And that contradiction will make some people furious, explainably so. They will act on it. This is a spiritual ambush masked as an opportunity. Be very cautious about any unexpected phone calls, visits, or sudden gifts within the next half hour. Someone wants you to open a door, not just physically, but spiritually. Check your recent conversations. Look again at who has messaged you or liked something unexpectedly. Here's a pattern: there's an agenda forming behind the illusion of friendliness. If you've been feeling uneasy around certain places or people, that's not paranoia. It's perception. Your spirit is ahead of your flesh. Trust it. Listen before the noise drowns out the truth. Your phone may receive a message very soon. Don't rush to respond. Read between the lines, see what's not being said. The true warning is always in the silence. There is a divine strategy for you. But your obedience is required. The same event that was planned to destroy you can become your testimony. But that reversal begins with your awareness right now. You were born for greatness, not for manipulation. You were made to lead, not to be led blindly by deceptive hands. But to activate this path, you must not skip what's in front of you. The spiritual world is wide awake right now. Angels have been dispatched, watching this moment closely. The next thing you say, think, or do will echo across that realm. This may be the last time you are given such a direct heads-up before something major. That's why it's not coming softly. It's coming with force. A memory will rise suddenly after this message. Pay attention to it. It holds a key. A man and 8 will obey him. Use it. Investigate it. That is where the crack is forming in the enemy's plan. Archangel Michael says, you may feel chills, tears, or even anger as you read this. And that's the signal. Your soul knows this is truth. Your spirit remembers what you almost forgot. You are not late, you are not unworthy. But you are in the middle of a moment that cannot be left ignored. A moment that divides before and after. This is not about punishing you for skipping the last message. This is about rescuing you before something tries to finish what it started while you were unaware. You still have time, but not much. This is the final warning before 20 minutes bring either a breakthrough or a breakdown. Watch the clock. Watch the door, watch the energy shift. Heaven is not asking for your perfection. It's asking for your attention. The call has gone out. And it has your name wrapped inside it. Seal your space, pray aloud. Disengage from chaos. Remember who you are and why you're being warned at such an intense level. There is no coincidence in timing. Archangel Michael says, you were skipped in someone's plan. But God did not skip you, and He never will. That's why this chance came again. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. Archangel Michael says, the realm you cannot see is more active right now than the one you can. Behind the curtain of the physical world, invisible conversations are taking place about you, your destiny, your next move. And one of those conversations carries a threat meant to shake your foundation. You may feel tired, dizzy, restless, or even emotionally heavy. These are signs that your spirit is sensing what your mind cannot explain. It is the reaction of your soul detecting danger ahead. Even the devices around you may behave strangely today, delays, glitches, misdirected calls. These are not accidents. This interference is part of the energy wave sent to keep you blind, but you must resist that fog. This moment is not just about what might go wrong. It is also about what can be prevented. The next 20 minutes are like a divine crossroads. What you choose now will either align you with favor or expose you to unnecessary battles. Someone who appears kind is watching how close you are to discovering their truth, that smile you trust. That laughter. It's forced, it's a masser. Beneath it lies the seed of betrayal already beginning to root. This person has held on to information that could affect your life deeply, but instead of sharing it, they're using it. Using it to twist narratives, to sway people's perceptions of you. But light always exposes what darkness tries to conceal. Archangel Michael says, don't panic. But don't ignore. If your intuition whispers someone's name right now, write it down. There's a reason they flashed in your mind. This is not suspicion. This is spiritual discernment activated by divine alarm. Every lie spoken about you is being documented in heaven. And what they thought they got away with is about to be confronted. But only if you prepare yourself to stand on truth without hesitation. Someone you helped in the past has turned their gratitude into jealousy. Instead of honoring your presence, they are now trying to erase your influence. They feel small beside you, and instead of growing, they chose to destroy. This energy around you is urgent because the betrayal has escalated to action. It's not just words anymore. Something is being moved. Hidden, or manipulated, something with your name on it. There may even be paperwork, legal steps, or conversations being formed to make it look like you were never supposed to receive what's rightfully yours. But heaven is intervening before that signature is placed. Archangel Michael says, what the enemy thought would be signed in deception is now being delayed by divine force. Because you opened this. Because you didn't skip this moment, a specific object in your room holds a residue of emotional energy. You know the one. It triggers a memory, a person, or a time of trauma, and that energy is keeping your spiritual environment cluttered and unclean. You must remove it now. Burn it. Trash it. Cleanse it. But do not leave it untouched any longer. It has served as a spiritual hook, keeping your peace anchored to pain. You may be tempted to dismiss this as overthinking. But this isn't paranoia, it's prophecy. This is the unseen realm shouting into your consciousness. Clean up, wake up. Stand up. What's coming next isn't just a test of faith, is it as a dress? Will you trust your intuition when logic can't yet see? Will you take the warning before the evidence arrives too late? Archangel Michael says, the demons you've been protected from won't make it past your door. But someone might try to let them in. Someone you've forgiven too quickly, someone who plays both sides. Your location was shared in a conversation earlier this week. Not for good intentions, you were spoken of in past tense, as if your downfall was already written. But heaven is writing the next chapter. Someone believes you've forgotten what they did, but your spirit remembers. And now they're counting on you, not paying attention. They want you quiet, tired, confused, but you're not confused. You're awakening. This is the loud bell meant to shake you out of spiritual sleep. Be alert. A vehicle will pass your place or park nearby soon. You may not notice it at first, but the person inside has been told something about you. Their purpose: to observe, to confirm, to decide their next move. Don't give them a show, don't give them access. Don't speak too much. Let silence be your sword, let mystery be your defense. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Not now. A phone call may come in soon that seems ordinary. But listen to the voice. Pause before responding, ask yourself, why now? Why this person? What are they really asking? Archangel Michael says, every test comes wearing the disguise of routine. But your spirit is smarter than that. You were built to recognize energy, even when words are sweet. There's a document that's been tampered with. Something you thought was secure is being reviewed by someone who should not have access. They think they've covered their tracks. But God is uncovering them now. Don't panic. Prepare, check your messages. Revisit agreements. Look through old emails. Something you missed before is now glowing with significance. Your enemies underestimate the power of divine reversal. They believe silence means defeat, but in reality, your silence was a setup for their exposure. The next 20 minutes will either bring confirmation or chaos. You get to decide what energy you align with. This message is your access code to divine intervention. This is your moment of divine seriousness. It's not a coincidence you return to this message, it's not random. It's righteous. It's orchestrated, it's time. Archangel Michael says, there's a window open in the spirit realm right now. And it won't stay open long. What you do before it closes will determine whether you rise or get pulled back into someone else's confusion. There is protection available, but only if you acknowledge it. There is truth ready to surface, but only if you're ready to see it. You dodged bullets before, but this time, God wants you to do more than survive. He wants you to rise. Don't ignore this again. God is not a beggar, but He is a loving Father who grieves when His child walks into traps they were warned about. You've been marked for elevation. That's why the attacks grew louder, but now, your obedience is the final weapon. Not swords. Not words, but divine alignment. Archangel Michael says, "This moment will pass. But the decision you make right now will linger. Choose wisely. Respond boldly. Don't shrink, and remember, even when the enemy moves in silence, heaven speaks louder to those who listen." If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. Archangel Michael says, "Do not take a single second lightly right now." The air feels calm, but that is the calm before the explosion of truth. A spiritual earthquake is about to erupt around you, and the ones who pretended to care will be exposed in ways that will break your heart but free your soul. You may not fully understand the intensity of what's shifting in these 20 minutes. But even now, someone is sitting in a conversation where your name is being used as a strategy, not for celebration, but for control. They are presenting your kindness as weakness, your silence as guilt, and your success as undeserved. But the divine eyes are watching them. They think they're hidden, but every word they're speaking is echoing into the heavenly courts. The dissection, the lies, the emotional theft, it's all being recorded and will be returned to them with divine justice. God's disappointment isn't in your failure, it's in your hesitation to listen. This is the second time He has tried to pull you from the edge. The first time you scrolled past, the second time. He said Archangel Michael himself. Heaven doesn't repeat warnings without a reason. That means the magnitude of what's coming is greater than what you expected. A rebel is about to become a flood. Someone is manipulating evidence, trying to write history, trying to say you were never there, you never helped. You don't deserve. But heaven says otherwise, and this time, you must speak up. Not with anger, but with truth. There's a silence required of you, not weakness, but a holy silence that keeps you from defending yourself while God prepares the reveal. When the trap is fully visible, no one will question your innocence. Until then, stay alert. Archangel Michael says, your enemies are arrogant. They assume their plan is invisible. But your wisdom is rising, your discernment is sharpening. And this message is proof. You will begin to notice strange timing around you, certain people calling only when they sense your energy rising, only when they feel they are losing grip over your spirit. Pay attention. They're not reaching out for love, they're checking to see if you still doubt yourself. Someone wants to place you in emotional confusion before you receive clarity. They're counting on your pattern of retreat, of self-doubt, of questioning your own worth, but this time, you are not the same. Something changed in you after the last message, even if you didn't act on it. They stirred your spirit, awakened a memory, and whispered, "You deserve better." That was heaven reminding you who you really are. Archangel Michael says, your story is not over. It's just been interrupted, but this interruption will soon become your ignition. You are not meant to sit quietly in a life built by lies. Within these 20 minutes, you are stepping into a spiritual timeline that is unlocking something major. A connection is returning. A lie is collapsing. A door is creaking open, but don't expect the enemy to let you walk into it without resistance. They are scared. Scared of your silence, scared of your awareness. Scared of this very moment, because now you know they exist. You've already been too kind to someone who has never once honored your presence, and that kindness has been thrown back at you like a weapon, but no more. This is the cutoff. There will be a sound, a knock, a buzz, a chime, something minor that will happen before this 20-minute mark is up. It will seem unimportant. But spiritually, it is the trigger that signals the shift. Archangel Michael says, don't just sit in your usual spot. Move. Shift your physical energy, clean something. Stand in your power. Let the enemy see that you are not passive, you are present. And you are chosen. Heaven is not just protecting you, it's repositioning you. And that often comes with discomfort. With sudden goodbyes, with sharp awakenings. But don't fear them. They are preparing your field for something far more fertile. A person who once drained you is going to reach out in disguise, perhaps as a supporter. A helper. A changed soul. Do not fall for it. Their energy has not changed, only their approach has. They've realized the old ways don't work on you anymore, so they are preparing a more subtle manipulation. One that feels like peace, but tastes like poison. Someone is laughing at your expense behind closed doors, but they will cry at the feet of justice when heaven flips the table. The time of humiliation is over. The time of restoration has begun. You may think you've lost too much already. But the truth is you've just been pruned for power. Every loss has been an exit designed to make space for what's coming, the strange dreams you've been having. The flashes of people you no longer talk to. It's your soul warning you about a karmic return. Someone is about to reap the pain they planted in your life. Archangel Michael says you may receive a message. Someone checking in, but behind that message is someone else listening. Be careful. Say less, watch more. This is not just a message. It is a map, a spiritual blueprint. And your spirit is the compass. You are now in a divine hour, one that occurs only once in many seasons. What you do in this hour decides how many battles you avoid and how much peace you unlock. Do not wait for another sign, this is the final alarm. It will either wake you or shake you. God doesn't want you to suffer, but He also won't force you to act. Heaven is not reacting. It's been watching, waiting, playing, but they needed you to finally say yes. Yes to awareness. Yes to courage, yes to action. Archangel Michael says every enemy that mocked your tears will now witness your divine rise. But only if you do not skip this again. Check your surroundings. Block their own energy. Break the soul tie, destroy the emotional leash. It ends here. In the next few minutes, if your heart races or your stomach twists, it's not fear, it's confirmation. Something is being exposed in real time. You are not going crazy, you're being called. And when heaven calls, nothing on earth can silence it. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. Archangel Michael says your awakening has already begun, but the final layer is being peeled back right now. You can feel it, can't you? The tension in the air. The weight pressing on your chest, that's not fear. That's the presence of a divine moment knocking. Someone is about to be revealed not by what they say but by what they fail to do. Their silence will expose them. Their lack of support will speak louder than their previous praise. You will see clearly in the next few minutes who was pretending all along. Heaven is not late. This divine message reached you exactly when it was supposed to. The energy around you was becoming unstable, and God had to intervene before it spiraled out of alignment. The person you once defended blindly is the same person who is now trying to justify your downfall behind your back. You may not hear them, but the spiritual realm does, and judgment is falling fast. An unseen watcher has been assigned to your path. They were sent by someone who doesn't believe you deserve what you carry. They are keeping tabs, watching your steps, waiting for you to make one mistake. But here's what they didn't know. God already planned your escape before they planned your attack. And this message is the activation of that plan. There's a spiritual crack forming under someone's foundation. The one who built their life on lies about you is about to suffer their own collapse. Their power was borrowed, not earned. And now heaven is collecting. Archangel Michael says, do not mourn the relationships that fall away after this, let them go. That is not abandonment. It's purification. Every hidden plan that involved your downfall is being pulled into the light. You are being moved into position. A delay you felt recently while in punishment, it was protection. You were not ready to stand in the middle of the chaos without getting wounded. But now you are. Your spiritual armor is thicker now. Your mind is clearer. And your heart, though it has been cracked, is stronger than ever. The person you've become through all this pain is unshakable, but still, someone is panicking. They feel this shift and they are afraid. Not of you, but of the truth you now carry, a truth that can undo everything they built in dissection. They never thought you'd recover. Never thought you'd be strong enough to speak, but now, the vibration of your very presence makes them uneasy. The 20-minute window is nearly closed. And in this final stretch, your name will pass through the thoughts of someone who hasn't considered you in a long time. They will suddenly feel guilt, regret, or fear. Because heaven is pressing them to remember what they did to you. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible, and you are not without backup. The divine realm has dispatched additional angelic protection around your space because the energy coming in the next hour will either break something open or try to break you down. The time to speak softly is over. It's time to speak truth, internally, spiritually, and when necessary, out loud. Don't allow manipulation to make you feel too much. Your clarity is your gift, use it. Archangel Michael says, if you are feeling emotional right now, do not hide it. Your spirit is cleansing, the tears, the heat, the strange stillness, all of it is part of your alignment. In just moments, you will sense a shift. Something will feel lighter, or you will notice an unusual silence. That's not coincidence. That's spiritual interference pulling back because your power has been re-anchored. God is restoring your mental clarity so you can finally make the decision that will release you. He's also showing you exactly who you need to stop defending, once and for all. There is someone who pretends to care about you, but in reality, they care only about your energy. They drain you when they need you, but vanish when you're the one hurting. This person may try to re-enter your space soon, using an excuse, a story, or a crisis. Do not open the door. Emotional or physical. Their presence comes with spiritual consequences. You've already given them access too many times, and that's why heaven had to pull you back. To save you. To remind you of your worth, because you forgot it while trying to save someone else. The doors that are closing now are holy doors. Do not try to reopen them. Let what is leaving, leave. Let what is ending, in. Because something greater needs that space to arrive, you are on the edge of a financial, emotional, and spiritual turnaround. But one wrong move could delay it. That's why this message is not a suggestion, it's a lifeline. Archangel Michael says, the event coming is not punishment. It is exposure. It will show you everything. And in doing so, it will free you to finally walk away with peace. You may notice people acting strange after today. They will either distance themselves from you, or suddenly try to cling closer. Let their reactions reveal their intentions. Someone is about to call you over emotional, paranoid, too intense. That's a tactic. They want to weaken your spirit by making you doubt your intuition. But don't you dare shrink, your energy speaks truth before your mouth does. That's why they fear you. That's why they gossip, that's why they attempt to turn others against you. Because they know that if you're heard, they are exposed. God is realigning the people in your life. Some conversations will stop. Some doors will close. Don't chase after them. Watch in silence. Observe. Your blessings will speak louder than your defense. This is your prophetic hour. The one heaven marked for you before the betrayal, before the loss, before the breakdown. And this message, it's not just text, it's prophecy. It's power. It's your proof. You may still feel uncertain. That's okay. But let action be your answer. Begin the shift. Do the cleanse. Set the boundary, choose peace. Even if it costs you everything you thought you needed. In a few hours, you will feel the release. You will notice something that's been holding on to you has finally let go. That is the confirmation that this message reached your soul. Archangel Michael says, I stood between you and the storm because your spirit matters. You are not alone. Not now. Not ever. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. Archangel Michael says, just because you can't see the danger with your eyes doesn't mean it's not there. Some attacks don't come as knives or fists. They come as silence, manipulation, and spiritual confusion. That's what you've been walking through without realizing it. There's someone nearby who pretends to be harmless. They nod when you speak, they offer support in small ways. But deep down, they are uncomfortable with your light, your strength, and your potential. They've aligned themselves with others behind your back. This alliance isn't loud. It's subtle. It's filled with disguised concern, sugar-coated jealousy, and carefully crafted stories about you. But heaven is releasing truth now like never before. A chain reaction is unfolding, and those who plotted quietly are about to be questioned openly. In the next few hours, something will be said in your presence that will slip, and that slip will open a hidden gate of revelation. A divine record is being reviewed. Everything you said in truth, every time you were misunderstood, every time you cried when no one believed you, it's all being revisited now in heaven. The scales are shifting. Those who once looked like saints will be seen for who they really are. And you, who were cast aside, are being pulled forward into the spotlight of justice, but you must protect your energy in this final stretch. Do not give access to those who once used you. Do not open up just because someone says, "I miss you" or "let's talk." Ask yourself, why now? Archangel Michael says, be mindful of sudden invitations, last-minute meetings, or emotional conversations disguised as apologies. Some people are not sorry. They are strategic. The environment around you is going to start feeling lighter once you honor this message. The spiritual fog that's been clinging to you will lift. You may even sleep better tonight than you have in weeks. You'll begin to notice the people who drain you standing out like sore thumbs. Their words will feel different. Their presence will feel uncomfortable. That's your confirmation. You have passed the point of pretending. Now is the time for positioning. Your elevation depends on your ability to move differently, even if it means moving alone for a while. Do not fear isolation. That space is sacred. That space is where God downloads clarity, direction, and unshakable peace. And once you receive it, the very ones who doubted you will wonder how you rose so fast. Someone is going to make a final attempt to trigger you. It may come as sarcasm, as guilt, or even as kindness laced with control. Do not engage. Silence will disarm them more than any reply ever could. Your power in this moment is your stillness. Your silence is not weakness. It is war. It sends a message that they no longer control your reactions, your peace, or your energy. Archangel Michael says, do not be surprised if electronics glitch, if you feel dizzy, or if your phone suddenly rings with no one there. These are spiritual echoes, evidence that the dark realm is disturbed by your awakening. You are not paranoid. You are protected. You are not crazy, you are called. You are not broken. You are being built. Now listen carefully. There's an object or item in your possession that carries energy from someone who does not have good intentions toward you. It may be a gift, a note, a piece of clothing, or even a photo. Your spirit has already warned you about it. You felt unease around it. You've noticed it affects your energy. It's not imagination. It's a spiritual implant, and it must go. Remove it. Bless your space. Speak words of authority. You don't need a ritual, you need recognition. Once it's gone, the weight will break. This is part of your cleansing. This is part of your rebirth. That energy attached itself to you because someone didn't want to let go of your spirit, even after leaving your life. Archangel Michael says, you were meant to see this today because the enemy planned something for tonight, but heaven got here first. There was a meeting. a message, or a moment scheduled to bring you pain. But the timeline has been shattered by your awareness. It's the divine advantage of obedience. From this moment forward, things will begin to fall apart for those who tried to build their success on your silence. The ones who lied on your name will now struggle to speak clearly. They are being spiritually tongue-tied. Heaven is no longer allowing them to twist truth without consequence. And you? You are being released from every false narrative that had your name attached. Someone is realizing they underestimated you. They thought you were fragile, forgettable, easily manipulated. But now, they are watching you rise in silence and strength. And they are panicking. They will try to return, to apologize, to realign. But it's not because they are healed. It's because they see your glow returning and they want to feed off it again. You must close that door with firmness. Not anger. Not revenge, just divine confidence. They lost access not because you're cruel, but because you're covered. Archangel Michael says your circle must now reflect your calling, of our emotional charity. No more loyalty to betrayal. Your heart deserves peace. God's disappointment was not in your distraction. It was in how quickly you forgot your value. But now you remember, and that remembering is power. The moment you decided to keep reading this, your timeline shifted. The planned attack has lost its fuel, the trap has lost its timing. You are no longer in the center of their strategy. You are beyond it. Someone will say you've changed. Accept it. Say thank you, walk away. Growth is uncomfortable for those who never planned to grow with you. You have a calling that demands protection, a legacy that demands awareness, and a purpose that demands boldness. Archangel Michael says you are no longer under surveillance, you are under favor. And that favor cannot be faked, copied, or destroyed. Your silence now speaks louder than their lies. Your obedience just broke their agenda. Your awareness just canceled their access. Watch the next few hours. Watch how the energy shifts. Watch how people panic around your peace. That's your confirmation, and if your spirit feels lighter, that's not random. It's the release. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. Archangel Michael says the enemy hoped you wouldn't see this in time. They relied on your exhaustion, your doubts, your distractions. But what they didn't expect was that you would wake up now. This moment isn't about fear, it's about awareness. It's about reclaiming the authority that's been buried under years of manipulation and spiritual delay. You were always powerful, but you were taught to question your instincts. Not anymore. The spirit inside you is rising because truth has entered your space. The lies can't breathe in this atmosphere, they're suffocating, weakening, collapsing. That's why things have felt strange all day. The spiritual realm is realigning itself. Someone will make a final attempt to contact you after this message. They'll say, "I was just thinking of you." Or "You've been on my heart," but their heart is still polluted with secrets. They are not reaching out with love. They are reaching out with curiosity. They want to know if you're still blind. If you're still emotionally available. If you still fall for the same tricks, but this variant of you, this awakened, protected, restored variant of you, they won't recognize it. Because you've evolved. You've been exposed to divine truth, and once that happens, you cannot return to what once strained you. Archangel Michael says, your enemies can feel you slipping from their grip. They are losing control, and they know it. You've been spiritually monitored. Conversations about you have occurred at tables you weren't invited to, plans were made. Plots were laid out. But every time your name was spoken in wickedness, God heard it first, and now, judgment is being issued. There will be emotional outbursts, sudden regrets, and strange apologies. Do not mistake them for change, they're not apologizing out of love. They're panicking because their access is being revoked by heaven itself. You were their supply, your light, their shield. And now that you're pulling back, they are unraveling. That's not your burden anymore. You are not responsible for carrying those who tried to bury you. That year is done. The weight of guilt that was placed on your shoulders is not yours to carry anymore. Let it fall. There's a divine exchange happening. What you lost is returning in new form. What you feared is bowing to your truth. What was broken is now becoming the very tool heaven will use to elevate you. Don't be shocked if people begin to avoid you. Don't be hurt if conversations go dry. That's the energy shifting. The demons attached to them cannot remain near your anointed vibration. Archangel Michael says, the louder the silence gets around you, the clearer the divine instructions will become. You will soon experience a moment of peace so sudden, it will confuse you. That's not weakness leaving. It's heaven entering. This message has dismantled the frequency of confusion and delay. What tried to attach itself to your future have been stripped off. Your hands are no longer bound to agreements made in desperation. Contracts emotional, spiritual, and even physical are being broken. Some of them were formed in fear, loneliness, or trauma. But now that you've awakened, heaven is honoring your new alignment. What's coming will make you grateful for every person who left, lied, or betrayed you. Their exit created room for divine placement. You will be offered something soon. It will look good, feel promising, and seem aligned, but be careful. Not all open doors are from God. Some are traps made to look like blessings. Wait. Discern, let your peace, not your desperation, guide your decision. Because not everything that glitters is God. And not everyone who claps is for you. Someone you once trusted is now pretending they never knew you. That's their coping mechanism. They thought you'd stay down forever, but now your rise is forcing them to rewrite their memory of you. Archangel Michael says, let them forget. Heaven remembers, and your name is being spoken in rooms their betrayal could never enter. This message is not ending. It's unfolding, the 20 minutes you were warned about. You just survived them with divine guidance. What was scheduled to harm you has been intercepted, but this doesn't mean you go back to sleep spiritually. It means you stay ready. From now on, there will be divine interruptions, delays that feel frustrating but are actually protection. Discomfort that feels confusing but is actually preparation. Heaven is removing anything that could sabotage what's coming. Let it go. Don't hold on to what was only sent to teach you how to let go. In the days ahead you will receive a sudden confirmation. It may be a message from so unexpected. A conversation you overhear. A dream that feels too real. That's not a coincidence. It's a divine stamp. You'll look back and say that message was real, that warning saved me. You'll start to see things you never noticed. Faces will look different, voices will feel off. That's your spirit filtering truth from noise. Let your senses guide you, your discernment is being sharpened like never before. Archangel Michael says you will be tempted to go back. To explain, to fix. To forgive too quickly. Resist that urge, let God finish the separation. Some people must stay in the past for your future to unfold. You are in a sacred window of favor and clarity. Don't waste it trying to convince people who already made up their minds. What's ahead of you is too important to be delayed by who's behind you. You're not here to be liked, you're here to be aligned. This is not just the end of an old season. It is the birth of a new identity, one that is bold, unshakable, clear, and protected. You don't have to chase anything anymore. What's yours is being magnetized to your new frequency. Watch how blessings begin to flow. Not all at once. Not loudly, but truly, steadily, undeniably. Archangel Michael says you are now under divine surveillance, not human suspicion. Heaven is watching, God is pleased. You listen. And because of that, you will not be swallowed by what was sent to destroy you. You are covered. You are chosen. You are free. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. Archangel Michael says there is still one final thing you must understand. You were never meant to blend in with the world around you. You were designed to disrupt, to awaken, to shift the entire room simply by being in it. The reason you've been fought so heavily isn't because you're weak. It's because your very existence activates people's hidden guilt, envy, and truth. And when truth walks into a space, darkness always trembles. The reason they whispered your name, spread rumors, and worked in silence to block you is because they saw your glow long before you saw it yourself. And now, they are terrified. Your glow is no longer dim, your eyes no longer carry confusion. Your spirit is no longer easily moved by emotional traps. You are walking into an era where you don't explain anymore, you embody. Those who once fed off your confusion are starving for access now. But God has already sealed the door. It's done, you don't need to close it again. It has been locked with divine force. And the moment you honor this message fully, you'll begin to feel the shift physically, lighter in your chest. Stronger in your gut. Calmer in your mind. That's not just healing. That's divine realignment. Archangel Michael says, a major restoration is coming, but before it arrives, the unnecessary must fall. Let it. You will see this play out in strange ways, sudden disconnections. Messages left unread. People disappearing without closure. Don't panic. That is the hand of God cleaning your spiritual environment. They didn't leave because you did something wrong, they left because they couldn't stay where truth now resides. Your energy doesn't match the frequency you're stepping into. You've cried enough, you've explained enough. You've tried enough. Now, it's time for God to answer on your behalf. He's already begun. You just haven't seen the full impact yet. But it's coming, fast, quiet, and undeniable. The 20 minutes that were once critical are now behind you. But their effect continues. You responded, you showed up. You listen. And heaven never forgets obedience. A simple decision shifted you into alignment with a chain of blessings already written in your name. You're now in a divine contract that cancels every hidden curse. You don't have to chase down vindication, it will find you. It will walk right into your path disguised as coincidence and remind you that nothing meant to harm you will prosper again. People who wronged you will witness your glow and feel the weight of what they lost, not because you want revenge, but because heaven always vindicates the ones who stay silent in dignity. Archangel Michael says, "Let them talk. Let them twist. Let them point. But do not let them back in. You are about to see yourself in a completely new light, the heaviness that once clung to you. Regret. Betrayal, old memories. It is lifting. You're not imagining it, it's really happening. A cleansing is moving through your home, your timeline, and your future. What used to hold you in place spiritually is now dissolving by divine command. Even your voice will begin to carry more weight. People will pause when you speak. Your presence will be remembered, your absence will be noticed. And all of this will happen without you begging for recognition. That's because God has ordained this hour as the beginning of your rise. Watch what happens over the next 3 days. Unexpected messages. Financial opportunities, relational clarity. It's coming. Divinely, specifically. Divinely. Someone who doubted you will reach out with shame in their eyes. Don't let pride respond. Let peace do the talking. You have nothing to prove, your blessings speak louder now. Someone you once trusted will be exposed for something they hid months ago. Don't chase them, let God continue to peel back the curtain. You will see the full truth without lifting a finger. You don't need revenge, you need vision. And that vision is returning, clearer than it's ever been. Archangel Michael says, the final layer of deception has been removed. You will no longer entertain what drains you. You will no longer walk back to brokenness out of habit. Every time you tried to protect someone who was assigned to distract you, it delayed your blessing, but now that you've released them spiritually, watch how quickly everything aligns. Expect divine interruptions. Moments where you're pulled into unexpected clarity. Expect spiritual chills, sharp realizations, and deep peace. That's your soul confirming that you're finally aligned with heaven's rhythm. Let the old you mourn, let the emotional attachments fade. You are crossing a sacred threshold now, and not everyone gets to walk through it with you. In just a few hours, you will notice the first visible sign that this message activated something real. Pay attention to what breaks, who leaves, and what arrives. Even something that seems negative, a loss, a rejection, a cancellation, is protection in disguise. You will see clearly very soon why it had to happen now, and once it does, you will feel it deep in your spirit. You were right to listen this time. The heavens are rejoicing, not because of what happened, but because you chose to wake up. You didn't ignore it again. And that obedience shifted everything. You are now entering a season of calm strength. You will speak less, move smarter, love deeper. But only where it is safe. Your circle will shrink, but your blessings will expand. And those who mocked your journey will watch your restoration in quiet awe. You are the testimony someone else needs. Your rise will be the confirmation that grace always wins. Archangel Michael says, stay aligned. Stay obedient, they awake. A storm passed because you chose truth over comfort. If you wish to express your support further,